Hi, this is Dr. Lois Frankel with another tip for how you can tell people to go to hell so they look forward to the trip. Today I want to talk about how you are seen and heard, because that's really important. We've all had this happen, and I know I've had it happen, where you speak up in a meeting and you're just kind of ignored, or you ask a question and nobody responds, or you give your opinion and it's like it goes on to a different subject, and nothing can make you feel smaller. And what often winds up happening is that makes you even more reticent to speak up. And so it kind of becomes a vicious cycle. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 tips for what you need to do in every single meeting to make sure you are seen and heard. First, you're going to sit at the table. I mean, literally sit at the table and figuratively sit at the table. What I've seen women do, if a conference room is going to be crowded and there's chairs at the table and there's chairs on the side, women will often take the ones on the side to leave the ones at the table for people who are more important. You're not going to do that anymore. If there's not enough chairs at the table, you're going to squeeze one in. And if there are enough chairs at the table, but there's also ones on the side, you're going to make sure that you sit at the table every time. Second, what you're going to do is be among the first 2 or 3 people to speak in every meeting. Early speakers are seen as much more self-confident than later speakers. Plus, if you wait too long, all the ideas are taken, or people are tired, or they've lost their attention span. And so you're going to be among the first 2 or 3 people to speak. Now, I didn't say the first. I said among the first 2 or 3. And you don't want to always be the first, because that person is seen as kind of grandstanding. And I also didn't say that when you speak up, you have to give your opinion. That's not it at all. The idea is to have your voice in the room. So giving your opinion is one way to speak up, but you could also ask a question. You can clarify what someone else has said. And my personal favorite is to affirm what someone else has said, to make sure that they know you heard them and you agree with them. That's how you build alliances. So you can say things like, I would just like to agree with what Jane just said. I've had the exact same experience and I would support her idea. That's how you build alliances. And number 3, what you're going to do is you are going to tie your ideas together with those of other people who have already said something. And this lets people know that you have been listening the entire time, and it's going to increase the likelihood that other people will listen to you. So it might sound something like this. Gee, if I heard you correctly, Joe, you just said that we need to change our marketing plan by the 3rd quarter of next year. And I'd like to agree with that, because that's an idea I can support. At the same time, I'd also like to suggest that we take a look at the best practices of marketing strategies of our competitors so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, there's a way that you use what we call bridging. You tie your idea together with someone else's, and you're more likely to also build alliances that way as well. So those are the 3 ways in which you're going to make sure you're seen and heard. You're going to sit at the table, you're going to be among the first 2 or 3 people to speak in any meeting, and you're going to tie your ideas to those of others. That's today's tip for how you can tell people to go to hell so they look forward to the trip, and I'll be back next week with some more.